And of course, Monty is always carrying his live stream. Let me welcome Maya Eustace and her dear mom in our audience today. Give her a hand as she comes. Ladies and gentlemen, your next presenter does not live far from here, just around the corner. That is if you could swim. This is a man who is no stranger to North Windward. Not only does the North Leeward constituency boundary with North Windward, North Windward has a very special place in his heart because there's a beautiful lady who hails from Sandy Bay, who is his better half. This is the man who Arnhem Eustace has designated as his agriculture minister. This is a man who has been with the party as a youth, whose dynamism has seen him winning that constituency in North Leeward 2 times so far and counting. I want you to put your hand together and welcome one of our vice presidents, the Honorable Roland Patel Matthews.
North Windward in the house. North Windward, make some noise. Make some noise. Yes. Now, I want to say a hearty good evening to the people of North Windward. Now, you know, as the master ceremony tried to show Sadil Merais, my advertising for all that, my better half is from this beautiful area. Well, I know she's listening on the radio, and I know she'll be glad to know that I am keeping by myself tonight. Yes, she'll be glad to, as I always do. Yes, Sandy Bay. Greetings to you, Sandy Bay, from the most beautiful of the constituencies on mainland St. Vincent. I talk to you about the constituency of North Leeward. You know, and the North Leeward and North Windward, nobody can compete. When it comes to beauty and picturesque scenery, the northern part of St. Vincent have it covered. They can't test me. So when I talk tonight, and I see how beautiful we are, I hear comments from the concrete jungle of West Kingston, clearing his throat, but I know what I know, and I know what I'm saying. They are the facts. Amen, amen. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the New Democratic Party comes to you with a message tonight. We come to you with a message to let you know that we are ready to take St. Vincent back. The New Democratic Party is saying to you tonight, young people, time to get on board. Recently, I was looking at the voters list, and a very interesting fact glared out at me. And that fact is, North Leeward and North Windward has the most unemployed people throughout the whole of St. Vincent and Grenadines. I want to repeat that. North Leeward and North Windward has the most unemployed persons on the voters list throughout the length and breadth of St. Vincent and Grenadines. The question is, you can change that. You are the ones who determine who control or who wins government, people. It is high time that you put that opportunity that you have as a voter to maximum benefit by voting out the Unity Labour Party out of office at the next time possible. We need to get rid of them, because if we don't get rid of them, Sabato Caesar, will continue to trample and poor people as the ULP continues to do in this country. You could imagine a minister of government at a rally is calling to trample people. He has trampled the farmers in this country to the extent that banana is no longer a part of our agriculture. He has trampled the farmers to the extent that in North WINDWARD, it has been 4 months now, our farmers can't get paid because Sabato has trampled you. He has trampled the workers at the iron factory for the 4 months, only 1 week per they get. This thing need to change. You hear they bragging and they say to you that under the ULP, you're getting more for our route. Yes, it's true, but because you stay longer to get paid, when you do get paid, all your money gone for bed. What sense it make? We have to get rid of Ralph Gonsalves and the Unity Labour Party. You have to make it your intention. You have to make it your number one objective to get rid of Ralph and company. I was reading something on Eyewitness News over the weekend, and I read something where the Minister of Economic Affairs, Camilo Gonsalves, trying to pass a portion of the NDP. I don't want to say how we have old men, but I want to know if Camilo didn't know how old he was when his name was calling up with Yogi Farrell, who was 16 at the time. I want to know if he didn't realize he was twice the age, and therefore his name should not have been calling in that mess. So ashamed he was, and his entire family. You know what they tell him to do? Maintain a dignified silence. Imagine that a minister of government in this country may be caught up in one of the biggest scandal ever to hit politics, but you were one and clear your name. He followed his father's footsteps when his name was called up in the room, and they never cleared the name. Brothers and sisters, we in this country, we must take responsibilities for our actions. No man is above the law in this country, and you, the voters, must let Ralph, Camilo, Sabato, and company know that they cannot continue to do this to our people. We have to understand, gone are the days when people champion you, and because they live in a big house or because they feel they're rich, you can't touch them. We have to change that. Oh, that is nonsense. You are a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as the Prime Minister said, you know, that being a citizen is the highest honor. Well, that is the case, treats you with the utmost respect. Because, like him, you are a citizen of this beautiful country called St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Brothers and sisters, in the parliament of our country, I have been given the responsibility for my party to shadow the Minister of Agriculture. And tonight, I want to say to you that agriculture, fisheries in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it is at its worst since conquest and settlement. Never before have our farmers experienced such difficulties like they are experiencing now. One would have thought that when the opportunity is created by the hurricane in the north, that Vincentian farmers would have been given what it takes so that they could take up the advantage to fill the void. Instead, business as usual. Nothing seems to be happening for the farmers. You continue to hear cases goes by favor. They have some funds available under the Agriculture Support Fund, and all they do is to give to their supporters. You hear the minister crying out that they can't get that paying back. They right now took me back. You know why? Because the government only give to their supporters, so the supporters feel it belongs to them and them alone. They're not paying back any. You know, we have to do better than this. We have to do better than this. Look, you know, right in Oria next door, a multi-million fisheries facility was built. For years, it wasn't doing any sort of productive fishing-related activities. In the end, it started right now that to lease it to a private individual. This government has continued to waste our country's meager resources. And the only people seems to be benefiting are members of the Gonzalez family and their close allies. This beautiful country, Vincentian, all we own. It's our country, you know. It's our country. None is above none. Each man, each woman worth one vote. And we have to ensure that we take back the reins of government from Ralph Gonzalez and the Unity Labour Party. We must do it. It seems as if we are at a standstill. And we in the New Democratic Party, we are ready to take that plunge. Dr. Friday is the man for action. He is the man at the moment who is ready to take St. Vincent to a next level. He has been tried and tested, and he is eagerly awaiting your support. Sandy Bay people, over the years, you hear Ralph Gumry talking about Sandy Bay is the bastion of labor. You tell me, the people, what have they done for you lately? I want the people of Sandy Bay to tell me how many young people in Sandy Bay has been given a very good job within the last 15 years. How many? Might be a few. And because they are UL champion, because they have withstood all the aggression. They have stood their ground. And today, now marijuana the world over, people have seen the medicinal value. We in St. Vincent should be able to benefit from the grassroots right up. Not just the big boys coming in. And I say to you tonight, I, Roland Patel Matthews, along with my colleagues, we are going to fight for the local man. We are going to fight tooth and nail to ensure that the local ganja man get their justice. Nobody from overseas is not going to come in here and use you as any slave to work at any ganja plantation. You have been there, you know what to do, and you have done that. How are we going to support you in that regard? So, I hear they're going around having meetings. My question is, me sway this thing a little spark or something? Me gonna sway a little touch or something? You know? Bay water, come on, man. I swear I like a touch, at least. But then you to one Bentic, man, put something in the thing, no, man. Yes, as I was saying, imagine that. So people, the New Democratic Party, we are standing with the Vincentian people. And we have always said as a party, since the days of Mr. Eustace, that anything that will benefit the Vincentian people, the NDP will support it. That is our stand. And we have not lost touch of that common principle. Brothers and sisters, as Brother Bruce so eloquently outlined, Rastafari in St. Vincent and Grenadines, they have been carrying the banner in support of marijuana legalization. They're doing so on the medicinal, recreational, and religious. Those are what they're saying. We are supporting that view as well. That a person, and Mr. Bruce, in his based on his legal training, properly explain it. Locking up a man for spliff is a total wasting of the country's meager resources. We have to be able to save money because we can do well with it for other development in the country. So we are saying from the NDP, we are supporting legalize or decriminalization of a limited amount to be determined for recreational purposes. We are saying the same thing as well for religious purposes. And we are saying we are supporting of the medical marijuana industry once we know that the local ganja farmers will not be sidelined and will not be left out. That is our New Democratic Party position. So when you hear they talking, having all the meetings, I asked one of them recently, I said, you having these meetings, do you have a copy of the draft legislation? No. So I said, well, what are you talking about? If you don't have a copy of the direction that the country, the government of the country, want this thing to go, what are you talking about? You're wasting people time. Going around having meeting. They want to hoodwink you. But tonight we are educating you. We are telling you tonight that you have to be careful, because this thing could be a hoax, because they know within now and 2 years' time, they must call an election. Do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. We are telling you tonight what the facts are. We in the New Democratic Party, we are confident that you, the people of the country, you, the people of North Windward, will do the right thing. You will put in office whenever you have that opportunity a government that is caring, a government that you can trust, a government that will not trample you, a government that will not discriminate because you're old, a government where the Prime Minister will not be accused of any raping of anybody. Amen. We are giving you a New Democratic Party that has the people of this country at heart. We are giving you one nation. We are giving you one people. And of course, we are all one Vinci. I thank you very much.